Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to this installment of Mike's Vehicle Vlogs. I want to thank you for joining me today on this nice, nice day. It is such a nice day. Um, we are in the last week of summer now, officially. As a matter of fact, I think a little less than a week away from it officially being fall. And it's nice. I could be working on the tech this afternoon. I don't feel like it. My leak is back inside the car. In fact, I'm not even sure. Is there still? Well, kind of dried up. Got some water in the cup holders again. And I looked up and I saw the water coming through the sunroof button again, which I thought I had resolved that because we took this headliner down, we cleaned out the tubes, but I was wondering if maybe it's a possibility now that the back tubes might still be a little clogged, because it was hard to get to those. The front ones were easy. We dumped water down in them and it was fine. But now that the car is turned around and facing the opposite direction, it is sloping more that way, and maybe the water is going over the sides, maybe, if it's not draining through the front. I don't know. But I also have a suspicion that the windshield might be leaking, only because, I don't know if you guys can see, but right about here it's bubbling. The paint's bubbling, and I wonder if water's getting through there. But even then, I don't know. It's a very weird thing. Now, when I washed the car down at the end of the driveway, and I mean really washed it, soaked it with water and stuff, nothing leaked. It was perfectly fine. So, I don't know. I still think it's a sunroof related issue. I don't have the key, because that's not what today's video is about. So, I don't know. I have no idea where this water keeps coming from. It's hot today, so it's probably all dried. But I just put the button back in too. I literally just put the button back in this place here instead of having it hang. I'm never gonna win with this thing, ever. Now, a few months ago, I made a video about a new recall that Ford was going to be issuing to owners of Ford Fusions 2013 to 2016 with a shifter like this, an old-fashioned lever, not the electronic rotary shift knob that the Fusions have today. And the recall was about I believe it was a bushing on the transmission on the cable. The bushing, I guess, is faulty, and if you put the vehicle into park, it's not going to go in park because it's going to break. And even though the gear selector on the dashboard and obviously your lever is going to say you're in park, you're not. You're still going to be in drive. So it was a rollaway risk, and they were issuing recalls on that. So just the other day, I got a recall notice from Ford, thinking that that is what it was going to be. However, I was wrong. This is completely unrelated to that transmission issue. Now, I did have the dealership run my VIN through the database to see if my Fusion was indeed going to get that recall. Oh, might I add, it was for 2.5 liter engine models like mine. So I believe they had a previous recall for this reason for the EcoBoost engine models, but the latest recall for this transmission bushing was for the 2.5 liter engines, which is what mine has. So I had the dealership run a VIN check on me, and my car seems to be exempt from that recall at this time. Now, the dealership has been, I believe, dealing with these recalls. They know that these were coming about, and so when I mentioned it to them, they knew what it was and what I was talking about. But it seems as of right now, anyway, my Fusion is not being affected by that transmission recall. So like I said, I got a letter here, and this is completely unrelated to the transmission, and it was actually something that kind of caught me off guard, but at the same time, it may have to do with something that I have brought to your guys' attention in a vlog about the Fusion. Actually, it was the 1-year anniversary vlog of the Fusion. Matter of fact, let me take you back to that clip real quick here, and I'll tell you guys what I was talking about. And again, it's one of those, it doesn't do it all the time. It's just a hit or miss situation, but my seatbelt seems to be locked when I'm not wearing it. And it's very strange because I actually notice it happens when I'm at work, when I'm leaving for the day, and I always park in the same spot at work. I have the same spot that I park in at work, and when I go to put the seatbelt on, if I just grab it normally, like this, grab it normally and go to put it on, it'll lock within just a second, like you're pulling it like that. So as you can see, it works. It locks like it should. It's unlocked now, but for some reason, when I go to put it on every once in a while, and I go to reach for it, it's already locked, and then I gotta pull it out real slow, like this, and then once it's on, it's fine. Isn't that weird? That's such a weird seatbelt issue. I have had it happen very few times since I've made that video. But it's been a long time now, actually, since I've had that issue. So I got this recall notice, and I opened it up, and ironically enough, this recall notice is indeed for the front driver and front passenger seatbelt pretensioners. In fact, here is the recall information here. And of course the rest of this letter just kind of explains what's going on, and so I'll read it to you guys real quick. What is the issue? On your vehicle, the driver and passenger front seatbelt pretensioner cables may separate during a deployment. Again, I don't really know if my seatbelt was showing symptoms. I mean, the premature lockup, I don't know. I don't know if that had anything to do with this cable or whatnot, but we'll continue. What is the risk? A separated pretensioner cable may not adequately restrain the occupant in a crash, increasing the risk of injury. What will Ford and your dealer do? Ford Motor Company has authorized your dealer to repair both front seatbelt pretensioner assemblies free of charge, parts, and labor. How long will it take? The time needed for this repair is less than 1/2 day. However, due to service scheduling requirements, your dealer may need your vehicle for a longer period of time. What should you do? Please call your dealer without delay and request a service date for recall 19S25. Provide the dealer with your VIN, which is printed near your name at the beginning of this letter. Ford has not issued instructions to stop driving your vehicle under this safety recall. You should contact your dealer for an appointment to have your vehicle remedied as soon as practicable. You can continue to safely drive your vehicle. So it's not that big a deal. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much all there is to know about this issue here. But I guess it is good to know that I will be getting 2 new front seatbelt pretensioner assemblies, and maybe that'll end what's going on with the driver's side. I just thought that was weird. Never really thought anything of it. I mean, you would tug on the seatbelt in the Fusion and it would lock, obviously, because sometimes it would lock even before I put the seatbelt on. It's very strange. I will probably have this taken care of, soon, since I work at the Ford dealership, so I'm sure on a day where I want them to do it, I can. I'll just drive the car up. The car's there all day, so I'll just ask them what day looks to be free, or not as busy or whatnot, and I'm sure we'll have it taken care of. So that's another thing for all of the Ford owners out there. I'm not sure what model ranges this is covering, to be honest with you. I mean, it obviously just says 2015 Fusion because that's what mine is, but I don't know if obviously 13s through 19s, if it's the entire generation fusion that one is, or what. But yeah, so there's a chance that if you happen to be a a second gen fusion owner, you may be getting this same recall. We finally got a recall notice. And again, in keeping with my ownership, satisfaction of the fusion, I am not upset by it. Of course, it's something that's going to be taken care of without, me having to pay anything out of pocket. Obviously, my seatbelts still work, so I'm not concerned about it. Let's just hope that we don't end up in an accident and I'm proven wrong. But hopefully the cable doesn't break if something terrible like that were to happen. Actually, this whole side now is starting to come up, so obviously my little thing with the caulking wasn't good enough. We're probably gonna have a professional company take care of this. I was really hoping it wasn't gonna go over here, but whatever. So much to figure out. I just really want to know where the water keeps coming from. It's just bizarre. It just seemed to be the button, and it lands here. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't have anything to talk about in this video. Hopefully we're just only days away from ordering our back shocks, so I can get that done and get the tech on the road, or at least drive it once and see how it's gonna do. So yeah, we're not too far out from getting our shocks for the back. There really isn't much going on this afternoon. I mean, like I said, I could probably try to tear that headliner down again and figure out exactly what's going on with that sunroof button, but I don't know if I feel like doing it. One thing I was thinking about doing is I still have this old ruined head from the Aztec. I don't want to get rid of it. But yeah, it's no good. It's been here for over a year. Obviously, got some, probably some surface rust on there. The nasty stud there, and just corrosion from being out here in the elements. Oh, the seats are awful. So obviously it's a garbage head, but I don't want to get rid of it. It'd be kind of cool to actually put it back together, because I still have all the springs and the rocker arms and stuff downstairs, the valves even. I still have them from this head. They're in the basement. They were cleaned up when this engine was going to be, or this head was going to be put back together. So maybe I can, maybe I'll try to clean this up some, and then maybe I'll paint it. Maybe I'll paint all the pieces. Maybe I'll paint all the pieces different colors. We'll put it back together, and then it'll be like a little thing on display or something. And because technically this is the first head that I pulled off of the Aztec's engine, and it's the first head that I've ever pulled off of an engine. So that's kind of cool to keep, maybe. And then just to kind of sand all this stuff off, this oxidation or whatever it is, and prime it, paint it, and just make it look like a cool little, I don't know, paperweight. Well, I didn't think I was going to record this, but I feel like this is a short video, so I don't really have anything else going on. So I don't know, we'll just film step by step on what I'm going to do to these engine parts, as far as painting them and just making them look like a fancy paperweight. So these are the original rocker arms that came off of that engine head. Obviously, when I replaced the head, I got rocker arms with the head, as well as valve springs, you know, keepers, all that stuff. So these never had a chance to be cleaned because I didn't make it that far, you know, in the process. So what I did to clean all the other ones is I used Purple Power, but I'm out of Purple Power. I'm going to use Dawn. We're just going to soak these in hot water with the Dawn, let them sit for quite a while. I might not even be able to paint these today. And eventually we'll rinse them off, and hopefully they'll look better. Hopefully the paint will stick to these. Yeah, I'm sure some people might be flipping out because I'm going to be destroying, you know, these parts that could be used for another engine maybe, but no, I'm sure that you can just get these elsewhere off of another engine head or something if you had to, so I really don't care. The ones in the tech seem to be working fine, so that's where we're staying with that. So I'm going to get this hot. I want this real hot, so as hot as I can get it, so that way these soak pretty good. That Purple Power did wonders on all of the other nasty engine parts. I wish I had more, but I just want these to be clean enough so that way I can paint them. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So we'll let those sit in there. I'll come back and check on them soon. Plus, I only have such a variety of engine or paint to use. There's still some of that left. The blue's getting kind of light. I'm thinking about using the blue for the rocker arms and the springs. Obviously the head I'm going to keep metallic, or you know, I guess I really don't need to use the black one. I thought about painting the tips of the valves, like the valves themselves, painting them this color so they don't look all carboned up like they do. I may not have to really prime any of that. I mean, it's just gonna sit somewhere and just look awesome, I guess, so it doesn't really matter. So I guess these two are the ones that we're using the most. I mean, if worse comes to worse, I could always paint those rocker arms black because all that oil is probably not gonna come off of them. I don't know, we'll see, but for now I know we're gonna be using these. Here's the other components to that head. I had already cleaned these. These were ready to go back into the engine, obviously, but when we messed up the head, it was useless. Again, what if you need a valve later on in time? Well, chances are if a valve goes bad, something else in the engine probably getting destroyed, like the head or even pistons or something. So if I have an issue with a valve in that, then something else other than a valve is probably getting replaced, in my opinion. So I don't care. These have been sitting down there for a while, and I think it'll look cool to have them painted and, well, just sitting, I guess. So it seems like the worst of this is on the bottom, where it sat on the concrete all this time. Yeah, the seats are all rusting, the valve seats and everything. Wow. Starting to look better. This will be easier with two hands. It's starting to feel smooth again. Just trying to get most of it off so the paint or a primer will stick to it. So, feels like old times. Feels like I'm doing this all over again. It's smoother, powdery. I did this side. This side was tough to do for some reason. I can't find my hacksaw. I don't know what happened to it, so we're gonna have to cut that off at some point. We did this side. Actually, it doesn't look that bad. The shine is actually coming back in most spots. We did the other side. We did obviously the head gasket area. Still a little rough in some spots, but I think it's good enough. The down here, we're not going to be able to sand all this stuff out of here, so it's just going to be like this. I don't know what'll happen if it stays like that, if the paint at some point it's not going to look good, or I don't know. I don't really care. This is just giving me something to do. Let's take it over to the hose and hose all the dust off of it. If you look closely, there's the reason why this head is no good. We ended up drilling into a water jacket for that exhaust stud. So all these water channels are filled up, and obviously if there's water coming out of that particular spot, then you're going to be leaking antifreeze. So that's why we decided to just salvage this head. Make sure there's nothing living in any of these holes. I don't think there is, though. It's alright. That should be good enough. Okay, so I got the springs sitting here. I just wiped them off with a rag briefly. So I think we are gonna maybe prime these, just because you know, there's you know, I don't know. If we're gonna do it properly, I guess we'll just prime them. Only so much you can do with compressed air, so I'm going to grab a rag, try and dry off the rest of the head. In the meantime, how are these looking? Let's see. Ah, so my hand is wiping the stuff off, so that's good. Yeah. I feel so gross though, so sludgy. Ugh. You guys have probably never seen my fourth vehicle. My bicycle. 21 speed. It's got a shock on the seat. It's also got a digital speedometer that I think is actually correct. I haven't ridden this thing probably since 2016. Maybe 2017, I don't know, but I need tires because these tires keep going flat and they're completely flat already. So yeah, I like to bike ride. I miss it. I just haven't gotten the tires for it yet, so I don't know if I ever really mentioned it to you guys that I have a bike also. So yeah, that's my bike. Okay, let's go back outside. Flip my springs over. Might as well prime the undersides of these also. I did dry it, by the way. I dried it. It sat here for a little bit. It don't really matter if it gets in there or not. We gotta do this side. Oh. Not too bad. Might have enough to do the underside. I'm probably not going to have to add another coat of this. But I was thinking about it. Some of these sides of the head are very smooth, and I don't know if the paint's going to probably run off of it. So it's probably best if I want to prime it, if I want to make it look somewhat decent, just, you know, just for the heck of it. Run spot, no. So while all that is drying out there, we're going to come back in here and I'm going to try to scrape all the sludge off of, scrape all the sludge off of these rocker arms. Go from there. So here's the first one that I just did. Looks pretty good. Alright, so let's compare. So these are the other set of rocker arms that came off of the other original Aztec engine head. Also haven't been cleaned yet because this head also got ruined thanks to a spark plug that was in it. So these compared to that. Yeah, he's cleaned up pretty well. I'm actually really surprised because I mean that was disgusting. Look, just even touching the tip where the hex head is. So yeah, it's these look good. I dried them off the towel, but I'm gonna let them sit for a little longer, and then I guess I can paint them. I didn't think about the priming part. I don't know if I'm gonna have enough primer, so I may not be able to do these tonight. Oh, for those of you wondering if I have the cooler to the tech, yeah, it's down here because there's nasty stuff in it from the previous people. So I gotta clean it out. So that's why it's in here. So let's go back outside and try to paint some stuff before it gets dark. Okay, everything looks good. Doesn't feel tacky, so I can paint these now. You have to do this again, you know, flip them. Ooh. Still a little wet up there, apparently. So I think this is what I decided on the valves. I don't know why. I just thought, eh. That way, when you look underneath, you'll see a difference in, you know, how they look. It'll look cool with, you know, this being all metallic, of course, and having these different colors. I'm gonna have to add more blue because I didn't prime these because I'm running low on primer. So whatever carbon's there is not letting the paint stick 100%. So I'll have to maybe layer another coat on. These you're not going to really notice the difference because they were already kind of blackened anyway. So let's paint our springs. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish these. I just got to flip them over after this side dries for a while, so hopefully I'll be able to... There's still some in there, it just won't reach the nozzle at that angle. I wish I could stand them up. Ooh, maybe I can. I gotta flip these over once they dry a little more. I think I'm gonna do the rockers that have the black valves. We're gonna do black rocker arms, and then the blue, we're gonna have blue rocker arms. That'll look sweet. Whoa. That looks sweet. I love this metallic color. This is awesome looking. Looks like a brand new head. You know, minus the run spots and all, but I think I covered most of that. There might be some spots under there, but we can get that when we flip it over to do the actual like head gasket surface. Don't know what's what. Alright guys, so it's getting late now. I've spent way too much time on this. But anyway, just finished painting the last of these on the insides. These are still a little tacky, and I put the valves in there so they can kind of dry. The rest of them can dry off there. I mean, some of the edges kind of came off already, but it is what it is. I'm going to stop here. If you want to see what this looks like completed, wait till the very end of this video and you will see this all complete. But for now, it's gonna sit like this. So that's it. That's really all I got. Sorry if you guys thought that some of this was nonsense, but I mean, I figured the recall thing wasn't enough to really fill a whole vlog in after a while, so why not take you guys along for this little thing here. But if you did enjoy this, give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe. Check out teespring.com/stores/Mike's Vehicle Spotlight for all of your MVS and vlog merchandise. Got a couple new things up on the Teespring store. Some new shirt designs and whatnot, so check that out. And that's really all I've got. So I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Take care. Well, here it is a few hours later after bringing it in and just putting it together. I had to pound the valves in because of all the rust and stuff in the valve channels, so somehow, even though I had it on the desk here and had this, I somehow gouged out parts of these painted surfaces here when I was pounding the valves in. So no big deal. I'll somehow touch it up in the future, but oh well. The paint, surprisingly, is actually still pretty tacky. At least the valves and the springs and stuff are. This came off. Huh, must not be tightened down good enough. Oh well. Anyway, so there's the valves, with the valve springs and the rockers. I didn't put the keepers in them there, you know, and these aren't compressed, obviously. And there's the valves. So that side still looks pretty awesome. So there you go. I'll touch it up in time. No big deal.